Hello, welcome to Around the House with Kay and Tom. And the other day I was at Costco's and found this pack of top sirloin steaks here. And I thought, you know, and it's been a long time since I've had a top sirloin, so I thought I'd give them a try. And I'm going to get ready to put one of them in this bag here, and I'm going to seal it up, and I'm going to marinate it. And so let me get this wrapper open and I'll get started with it. Okay, now this one looks like it's the smallest one in the pack, and that's pretty good size. And so I'll put it down this. I need to wipe off one hand here. Get my left hand clean so I can hold the bag. All right, now do the same thing over again, stupid. All right, then you. I'll put it down in here, attempt to. That's why I got the edges folded down on this bag here, so if you contaminate it like this, it'll still be inside the bag. Now I'm going to fold it up like this. And now, for my tenderizer and marinade, I'm going to set it up just like this. Let me get back so you can see better. I'm going to pour this Coca-Cola down here on it. Alright, now I'm going to take this back here to my vacuum chamber sealer, and we'll seal it up. Okay, now I'm going to lay this right down in here like this. Well, I'm going to take this insert out because I want it to be as low as it can be in here. Flip your little bar up here. Come in here and lay that down in there like that. Put your bar down. And now I'm going to shut the lid. See if it gets all the air out of that thing. Or well, not all the air, but yeah, it's where it'll be sealed up. And it's only got one more second. All right. Well, I see right now I put a little bit too much Coca-Cola in there. Spilt a little bit. Now there it is, all sealed up. Now I'm going to set that in the refrigerator and just let it sit there for about 2 hours, and then we'll be back. Okay, now I'm sealing up these other 4 here so I can put them in the freezer or whatever, you know, to use them for a later date. And I've individually done each one of them, because I didn't want to do more than I didn't want to have to unthaw more than what I wanted at one time. Now you see how they come out. That little thing's hot up there when it first comes out. And here they are, you know. So that's the way you put up stuff and save a little money along the way. You know, so anytime you can save a little money, you know, because it's not going to get any cheaper than what it is now, I'm going to tell you. It's just going to get more expensive. So now we'll put these up and then we'll get on with something else. It won't be long before it's time to get that marinated one out and give it a try. So we'll be back. Okay, now this has been in the fridge here for about 3 or 3.5 hours to stay there, a little bit longer than what I expected to. And now see, this is sealed up good. And when it spilled that Coke out on the side of the in the bottom of that tray a while ago, that wasn't the machine's fault, that was my fault. I just put too much Coca-Cola in there and I didn't have it laid down flat enough. I had it lifted up a little bit, and so I actually just tilted the Coke out. you know. So anyway, like I said, it wasn't the machine's fault. It was the operator's fault. So let me cut this. I want to cut this a little hole in this first, just to drain it. Get that out of there. Right, now I can go ahead and cut the rest of it off. And put it out on the plate like that. Okay, now I'll put a little bit of salt on this good looking piece of meat here. Put a little pepper on it. I can find a slot to undo the lid. Now we'll put some of this Kinder's on it here. This is the Buttery Steakhouse. That's pretty good stuff. So, let me get it open. Do it like this. Now I intentionally want to put some on that plate because I want to be able to turn this stuff all over in it here. I'm going to push that down in it just a little bit, try to make it stay some. Now I want to turn him over. Now I've washed off my hands, and we'll do the same thing to this side. And put it on a pretty liberal amount, because like I say now, once I punch this in just a little bit, I'm going to try to get all that off that plate. And I'll put it on the ends and the sides and all that stuff. So you push it down like that. It'll stay on there when I start doing this with it. You know, and get it on the ends. Just get it everywhere you can, you know. This is going to be a good piece of meat right here. Alright, now, next thing we'll do, we'll come over here to this Ninja grill, and we'll turn on the power, and I'm going to put it on the grill, and we'll let it preheat to 500 degrees and say start. Now it's going to run these little lines all the way across there until they get done, and then when they all line up, then it'll be preheated and be time to put the meat in the grill. So we'll be back. Now while this grill is preheating here, I'm going to take some of this parquet squeeze, and we'll put some just along the top of it. Like that. Now when I set it down in there, it'll seep down in there while it's cooking, I hope. Okay, that doesn't have much longer to preheat before it'll be ready. And by the way, I want to thank all y'all very much for watching our videos. It sure does mean a lot to us. And if you can, give us a thumbs up and join our channel. And so, like I say, it shouldn't be with just another minute or two so far, because it's been 5 minutes so far since I hit the start button. So we'll be back. Okay, now it's over to its last notch there, and it's took 8 minutes for it to get here. So it really ought to be ready to light up here in a second. And when it comes to a finish over here, let's say put food in or something like that, or add food. Anyway, it lets you know it's time to go. I hardly ever preheat anything before I start cooking it like this, but this is one of those machines that sort of wants you to do it. I guess you could go ahead and put it in there to start with. It wouldn't matter. I mean, it still would do the same thing. But this way you can get going with it. Alright, now there it is, add food. So lift the lid, and let me tell you now, that is hot down there. We're going to take this good old top sirloin here. Put that down there like that. You can hear the sizzle. Alright, and we're going to shut the door. And it's on 10 minutes. Now we're going to see how it does in 10 minutes because we'll be raising the lid, taking a look at this pretty soon here. So we'll be back when it gets down to about 5 minutes. It's been 5.5 minutes now. Let's take a look. Look at the way that thing is browning up. That looks really good. I'm going to take and turn it over. And oh, look at these grill marks on here. Don't let nobody tell you this Ninja grill don't give you grill marks. You see those? Look at that. And here we go again. Alright, now we're on 30 seconds here before this thing comes to the end of that 10-minute cook. And I really can't imagine it being done that quick, as thick as that piece of meat was. But we're going to get a temperature reading on it with my handy-dandy pin thermometer here. And we're going to see what it does here. We're probably going to have to start it back up for at least another 5 minutes, maybe longer. Because like I say, that's a pretty thick piece of meat right there. But boy, it sure doesn't look good, I can tell you that. I don't know if it needs much more or not. I'll tell you what, it's so tender, yeah, it's going to have to tell a little bit more. It's not, it just barely is. Well, depends on where you're at here. Try another spot. Yeah, it's going to have to go some more. We're going to turn him up here, see if we can get him on this big side right here. Yeah. We'll do the same thing with it. I hope it don't try to make it preheat again, but it might. Alright, grill, and we'll hit start. Well, grill 510, we'll just drop it back to 500 and then hit start. Now I really can't leave it in there so long this time because it's getting close. I don't know why it keeps saying add food. Maybe I need to lift the lid and shut it back again. Yeah, there it goes. All right, now it's going to count down from 10 again. I'm really thinking it's going to be finished when it hits 5 again. So we'll be back to see when it hits 5 minutes. Okay, now it's been here for a little over 5.5 minutes again. Now let's see what it is. I want to tell you what, that piece of meat gets better looking every time you look at it. Let's see how it is. Now it's got a little ways to go yet. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Shut him back and let him go. Okay, now let's come to the end of this second 10-minute cook here. So let's see if it's done any better here. Oh yeah, that's up to 140. That's almost more than I wanted right there. So, now that's after 20 minutes on this grill high here. So, we'll take it out. Well, turn off the power here. Okay, now I've let this thing sit here for about 5 minutes resting, so I'm going to see if I can slice off a little piece of it here. Look at that. I don't know if you try one of these sometime. Now this thing is just as crispy on the outside as it can be, and tender as it can be on the inside. Look at that piece of meat. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep right on till I cut my tongs. I lose so many tongs like that because I hate sticking a fork in the entire piece of meat. Look at that. Look at the juices coming out of this. Okay, thanks again for watching our videos. We sure do appreciate it and hope you come back and see us real soon. And really, if you get a chance to try one of these right here, it's top sirloin. It is so good. Just about melts in your mouth. And like I say, it's crusty on the outside here. And so juicy. Well, you can see the juice that come out of it there. Juicy and tender on the inside. It is delicious. I couldn't believe a piece of top sirloin was this tender. So until next time, y'all have a real good and safe day. And come back and see us as soon as you can now. Goodbye.